Do you get motion sickness when visiting theme parks? Ooh, me too. Especially sometimes at Universal Orlando. So now with their brand new theme park, Epic Universe, coming to town, you might be wondering, are you also gonna get motion sickness at this park? Today I'm gonna break down every ride at Epic Universe, describe what these rides are, and I'm gonna compare it to other rides you might have experienced in the past, so you have an idea of what you're getting yourself into. I'm pretty good when it comes to motion sickness. I can handle a lot. There are some rides I just can't do because it ruins my day. To me, motion sickness is very subjective, so I'm gonna need to do a full breakdown of each ride so you kind of have an idea of what works for you. And at the very end of the video, I'm gonna give you tips on how to survive a day at a theme park if you are prone to motion sickness, because there's some things out there that can help. My best to describe these so you have an idea. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Let's get right into it. Now let's start with the first land that you walk into, the biggest land at Epic Universe, Celestial Park. Now there are two rides here in Celestial Park, one small one and one big one. Let's start with the small one, Constellation Carousel. This is exactly what you think it is. It is a carousel you might find at your fair or some of these other theme parks. However, it's kind of a unique take on it. Let's talk about the description. Constellation Carousel at Epic Universe is a unique carousel experience featuring celestial creatures instead of traditional horses. On carriages shaped like lions, dragons, and peacocks, inspired by constellations that rotate 360 degrees and lift riders up to 6 feet in the air. You are spinning on a circle that is slowly spinning. So that sounds like it might cause some motion sickness, but I promise you it's very easy. It's not like a teacup situation or anything like that. It spins very slowly, goes up and down very slowly. Circle you're spinning on and the big circle you're spinning on all move very slowly. So if you're good with a carousel, you'll be good with this. I promise you it sounds worse than it is. The carousel, you can walk right up to it, you can watch it go. They also have benches on there that you can sit on as opposed to by yourself. Some of these animals. It's a very tame ride, never say never, but I think this will fit most people. The big one in Celestial Park is Stardust Racers. Here's the description of Stardust Racers. The dual launch roller coaster at Epic Universe featuring a celestial spin crisscross each other while inverted and reaching speeds up to 62 miles an hour. Riders are meant to feel like they are surfing across the skies on comets. This ride has a kick to it. You have that inversion, so you do have that. It is fast, it goes up, it goes down, there's G-forces. This, I would closely compare it to Velocicoaster. If you've been to Islands of Adventure and you've done Velocicoaster, you know how that feels. I wouldn't say it's to the level of Hulk with those G-forces. Hulk sometimes makes me feel like I'm gonna black out. Even Rip Ride Rocket on that turnaround. This ride, especially because it's brand new, is very smooth right now. It's fast. There's those inversions. It is most like, to me, the most comparable ride, easily I can compare this to, is a Velocicoaster. A lot of people will say green is more intense than yellow. I think it's very close, but I do agree with that. Sitting in the back on either side is very intense. The farther you get to the front, the less intense to me the experience is. You get to see things, but you're not getting whipped like you do in the back of any roller coaster, but especially on this ride. If you can handle Velocicoaster, you should be able to handle this. If you can't, I'd sit this one out. Moving on to what might be the most popular land at Epic Universe, Super Nintendo World. This land has 3 attractions, 2 of which are probably going to be very popular. Let's break them down. Starting with the easiest ride in Nintendo World, Yoshi's Adventure. I would rank this on a scale of motion sickness at a 1 out of 10. It's an Omni-Mover type ride that takes you around the land. Think of something like the People Mover or the Swoosh Trolley, but even slower than those. Much slower than the People Mover, even slower than the Swoosh Trolley. It takes you around for you to find the eggs. That's the goal of the ride. And it takes you through a dark ride section portion where it has some animatronics in there. Nothing really twist and turn. You do kind of move along the thing, but nothing really to worry about here. This is a very, very tame ride. Should be good for all ages. Moving on to Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. This is going to be one of the most popular rides at Epic Universe and potentially could trigger motion sickness, but it also could not. Let me explain. So it is an augmented reality dark ride. So there is a dark ride portion to this, but you actually put a helmet on and glasses over it. All the racers and people you're racing against are going to actually be on your eyes. So this can cause motion sickness as it's going. A friend who I was with had to take their glasses off because it was causing motion sickness for them. I didn't have much of a problem. However, they did. Now, there is a caveat to this. You can, at any point in the ride, take the glasses off. It's very easy, and they attach right to the vehicle in front of you. So if you think this is going to bother you, you can ride this ride without actually putting them on. Give it a shot. You can always do that. Start the ride. It happens right away. You'll be able to know right away as you look around once the ride starts. If you don't like it in the middle of the ride, you can just take them off, put them in front of you, and enjoy the dark ride elements of this ride. There are some very cool elements. I believe, I don't remember it 100% completely. I only done it a couple of times. and I was very focused on throwing shells. But I do believe you spin a little bit, but nothing too crazy. It's not even bad spinning like Universal's Men in Black ride. You know how when you shoot the top and you kind of spin around there? It's not like that, but you do kind of spin a little bit because I think they hit you with a shell, if I remember correctly. Or maybe that happened on the screen. It's kind of confusing. Again, I was focused on the shells. If you really want to know, you can watch a POV of that. But again, there are some cool dark ride element portions of it. If you don't get bothered too much by like movement and stuff, and it's more stuff on the screen, you can just ride it without that. So this can cause motion sickness, but you can also do things to remove that motion sickness from you. And the last ride in Super Nintendo World is Donkey Kong Minecart Madness. Now this ride is rough. Minecart Madness is a thrilling roller coaster that Universal classifies as a family-friendly coaster. Now, a lot of people are going to be able to do this. Whether or not they're going to be able to handle it is a different story. The ride features a system where the minecart appears to jump across gaps in the track, simulating minecart levels of Donkey Kong Country video games. And I think they do a good job at this. They definitely do. About Minecart Madness is this is a very unique ride system. There's no real coaster like this. I think they patent the ride system. The only other one like it is the exact copy of it in Japan. Now again, this ride is rough, and it's rough on purpose because you do feel like you're in a minecart. So this ride is going to jerk you around a lot, back, forth. You're going to feel it that way. You get launched out of a cannon, and you're just like landing on a cart. It's very shaky, very rough. There's sudden drops. There's actually a very good sudden drop in here. So if that bothers you, I wouldn't hop on this ride. I think it pushes the element of family friendly, and again, it is a very rough experience. I think people who don't even get prone to motion sickness could walk off going, oh, I just didn't like it, it was too rough. I've already seen that. There's no screens on this ride. There are dark ride elements. I feel like it's just as much a dark ride as it is a coaster. But again, that roughness and that shakiness of the minecart could definitely cause some motion sickness here and make you feel not great. That's it for Super Nintendo World. Let's move on to the next land. Moving over to Isle of Berk, there are 3 different attractions in this land as well. And there are some easy ones and some ones that might push it. Another attraction that can kind of be more motion sickness depending on what you do on it. So let's break them down, starting with the easiest. The first one you have here is Fire Drill. Fire Drill is a boat ride, and it's like also a shoot 'em type game with water. So you're going around on a boat just shooting water out of a water gun. Unique ride experience here. One, you can get very soaked. There's definitely can happen, but it's a unique ride experience because you are standing on this one. Now, you don't have to be standing. There is a place to sit down, so if you prefer to do that, you can do that, but you can also stand. Doesn't move any faster than anything like Small World and maybe Living with the Land, so if you're used to stuff like that, it'll be fine. Not going to cause you to get that seasick or anything like this. This is a very tame ride made for kids. You just might get soaked. And like I said, if you don't want to stand on the boat, there's a bench right behind you that you can sit. There's also a cabinet at the end of each boat to put your belongings, so at least that stuff won't get wet. This is a very tame ride I think most people will be able to do. The second ride in Isle of Berk is Dragon Racers Rally. Now let me show you this video of Dragon Racers Rally before you get on it. This is the most extreme it can be, and I can tell you right now, this is from a mall. They added some elements onto this ride to not let you spin that much, I'm telling you right now. So this is completely on you of how you'd want to handle this. So if you get very motion sickness, you don't like spinning, you don't have to spin at all. You can just ride it and go up and down, and not spin at all. You have to give the power to spin, and I can tell you right now, I've tried to spin on this thing. It is very, very difficult. I think I've only gotten 1 spin total. The one thing, you can kind of get stuck hanging there too if you try to just spin once, so watch that. But you don't have to spin it all on this ride. It's definitely made for families and for kids. And like I said, they added like a brake element to it so that you can't spin like crazy like we saw in that video. So I definitely recommend this for people because you get some cool views, especially later at night, and there's not much of a line at night. And again, you control your spinning. So if you're prone to motion sickness, it shouldn't be too bad for you. Third ride in this land is Hiccups Wing Gliders. Now this is another roller coaster that has a small kick. It is a family-friendly roller coaster, and I definitely think it fits that bill, but it definitely has some kicks and speed and some moving around. I don't think this would kill you if you're motion sickness, but if you don't really just like roller coasters, it doesn't sit well with you, I would avoid this one. I best compare it to Slinky Dog in Toy Story Land and Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure. It's like right in the middle there. It's not as bad as Hagrid's, not as fast, but it's also not as slow as like a Slinky Dog. It's like a step above that. If you can handle a Slinky Dog and maybe a little bit more, I'd recommend this for you because there are some quick turns and there is some sudden movement and there is some takeoffs, but nothing too crazy. Of the roller coasters here, I think this is a safe one for most people who can handle a lot of the motion sickness. Moving on to the fourth land now, Dark Universe. This has 2 rides here that can very much push you if you are prone to motion sickness, so buckle up. First up, we have Curse of the Werewolf. This is a family-friendly spinning style coaster that definitely pushes family-friendly. Now, I've had a couple different experiences here when I've been on Werewolf. The first time I rode it, I spun like crazy. I don't know if it's because I was at the back of the car, also myself and my friend Gamble was right behind me, and then we had a very small person next to Gamble and nobody next to me, so I don't know if because the weight was definitely not evenly distributed and we were in the back, it spun a lot, but we spun a ton. I thought it was crazy. The next couple times I did it, I sat in the middle, and I didn't spin that much. I still spun, don't get me wrong, definitely, but not nearly as much. There is some variables here. I can't really tell you how much you're going to spin because it's different every time. And it's designed that way. The closest ride experience I can compare it to is like Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, except a lot shorter. Similar to like a laugh track in Hershey Park if you've ever been there. It definitely spins. You're definitely going to be spinning. And if that bothers you, I'd sit this one out. Like for me, I can't do the teacups because it spins too much, but I enjoyed this ride. If that, again, motion sickness is very subjective. I don't even think that makes sense to me, but it just does. The teacups, the spinning very fast on something that's spinning bothers me. But this one, I could handle even a lot of spinning. I can also handle Cosmic Rewind. But that is your best comparison. And then you have Monsters Unchained, which I think is the best ride at this park. It does the Kuka arm system, which if that sounds familiar, it's the same ride system as Forbidden Journey at Islands of Adventure. Now, you go, absolutely not. Forbidden Journey gives me so much motion sickness. I get that. But this ride is different than that, and let me explain. This ride embraces that you're going to be on the Kuka arm system, so you kind of see the Kuka arm system as you're going around as opposed to Forbidden Journey. This ride focuses on the 14 or so animatronics that are very awesome. It tells a very good story. In the pre-show, Igor shows you the ride system. You don't go as crazy as it goes there. I was riding with somebody and they were like, oh my God, I can't do that. No, I got to leave. I'm like, it's not that bad. But it does throw you around. It moves you forward, backwards, faces you up, and faces you side to side. And there are screens, and the screens play an element here, but they're like a side character to it. They're like behind the animatronics and like behind some practical elements. Unlike Forbidden Journey that uses those dome screens, which I'll kind of show right here, which shows you how it goes around, those can cause motion sickness. If that's the thing that bothers you on Forbidden Journey, you don't have to deal with dome screens like this on this ride. Say if that's the thing that bothers you there, you can probably get on this one because you don't have to deal with screens like that. You do see screens, but not like that. If Forbidden Journey bothers you just because of the way it throws you around, well, you're probably going to have to skip out on this one. This one definitely does throw you around. I don't think it's as intense, honestly, as that, but it definitely does. So if that ride system bothers you, you should probably avoid it. And moving on to the last land, let's go to Harry Potter. One attraction here in Paris, and that's Battle at the Ministry. This ride is one of the most complex rides I've ever been on. It's definitely going to be a groundbreaking ride for technology, and it could definitely cause some motion sickness. The ride vehicle is very unique. You like sit in the Tower of Terror like vehicle, but it's like the ride system combination of the Spider-Man vehicle at Islands of Adventure and the Kuka arm system on Monsters and Forbidden Journey, but not as like crazy like that. It doesn't move you like crazy like that. It's just kind of like the way it can lift you up and down. It's like you have that scoot vehicle and it can lift you up and lift you down. So first things first, the big question is, are there drops? Yes, I would compare it to like Rise of the Resistance, but not even like that. The drop makes you feel like you're falling straight forward as opposed to down. It's like you're up in the air and then you go down. With the screens makes you feel that way, but there is a small drop or two. It's hard to tell on this ride. It's crazy. The screens are very relied on this ride. They're unbelievable practical sets. There's some awesome animatronics that will make you question what's real and what's not. There's also some not so great animatronics, but moving on. There are parts of this ride that is just screen, or just feels like it's just screen. Those, in that moment, bothered me a bit. Now, screen rides, I really can do most of them. The only one I can't do is the Simpsons ride at Universal Orlando. It had a moment or two where I was like, ooh, it's kind of bothering me a bit, and then went away because it went back to practical elements. This and the Monsters ride are one of those ones, unless it completely bothers you, you should power through and try to do. Like I said, there's a lot of practical elements on this too, but it does heavily rely on screens. So if screens really bother you, this might. It is very similar in comparison to the Spider-Man ride when it comes to practical elements and screens. Did I just lose light? Well, we're dealing with it. I would compare it to that Spider-Man ride. If that bothers you, or like the Transformers ride, this might bother you. but it's closely comparison to that, just on a much bigger scale. I did say I was going to give you some tips on how to handle motion sickness. So this is my advice on how to do that. Okay, first things first, at Epic Universe, more to do than just the rides. You have 2 shows here. They have the Circus Show in the Harry Potter world. They have the Untrainable Dragon in Isle of Berk. Both of these shows, especially if you're skipping some rides for motion sickness, I recommend. They're very good ways to get out of the sun and to do attractions that aren't just rides. 2, don't start with the most intense rides. Obviously, kind of build yourself up, work yourself up a little bit, start in the middle. Don't just go right to, some of these top ones if you can. Definitely build yourself up if possible. Drink a lot of water and avoid some of that junk food. So make sure you're hydrated. That always helps, but not eating some of that greasy food. Don't eat that and then go right on Stardust Racers. Pick the right seat. So again, I said it in the roller coasters. Usually the front is a lot better than the back of a long train. It's a lot more smoother there. If you're going on these motion simulator rides, try to sit towards the center, towards the middle. Those are usually better than on the outsides, closest to the screen. There's motion sickness medicine out there, so Dramamine's one of them. There's other options too. Just make sure you get the non-drowsy one so you're not sleepy all day. So definitely check the packaging, but those motion sickness medicines definitely help people, and I've seen people take them and very much enjoy their day. Last but not least, just listen to your body. If you do one of these things, or one that I said that's going to cause some motion sickness to you, or I described it and it might do that for you, just know when to do that and have a planned break after that. Get out of the sun. The sun's pretty brutal here, so make sure you just have a planned break to get into some air conditioning, get some food in you, get some water in you, and just relax. You don't want to do these back to back to back. I know the rope drop sounds fun where you can try to knock out, but if you're prone to motion sickness, you definitely got to watch it. But again, take that medication, drink your water. I hope you enjoy it. I hope this helped you. Again, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Again, I think motion sickness is just so unique to each person, so it's hard to describe. So I try to compare the rides as best as possible so you have an idea of what you're walking into. Either way, enjoy this park. A brand new theme park opening in our lifetime is so cool, but I get the questions. And as I keep doing it, I'll try to keep you updated in future vlogs and future videos to kind of see how it's developed, what's gotten rough, what I've kind of learned from continuing to ride it and riding with other people who are motion sickness. Again, have a great one. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on Thursday.